In the last lecture, we saw that when we are querying a hotel document, with that, we are also able to fetch the room IDs of all the related rooms for that hotel. So for example, here, when I'm querying for a hotel with this hotel ID, in the response, I have received the details of that hotel. And in the details, I also have this rooms array, which is storing the ID of the related rooms for that hotel. Now here, instead of getting only the IDs of the rooms, I want to get the complete details of the room. So let's see how we can achieve that. For that, let's go to VS Code, and there, let me open hotel controller.js file. And I want to get all the room details when I'm going to make a request to get the details of a single hotel. Okay, so for that, in the hotel controller, we have this get by ID route handler function, which is returning us the details of a hotel by its ID. So here we are going to write a JavaScript logic to fetch the details of the related rooms. So how are we going to achieve that? For that, I'm going to create a variable. I'll call it as list or maybe room list. Okay. And here we have the hotel document which we have queried from the database. That hotel document is going to have the rooms array. So I'm going to loop over that rooms array using map method. And for each iteration, this map method, it is going to call a callback function, and that callback function is going to receive the room ID which we have in the rooms array for each iteration, right? So for example, for this hotel document where the ID is this, in the rooms array of that hotel document, we have two IDs. So the map method is going to loop over this rooms array twice. For the first iteration, this room ID, it will be assigned with this value. And for the second iteration, that room ID will be assigned with this value. Okay. So for each iteration, what we want to do is using the room ID, we want to go ahead and we want to query the rooms collection, and we want to find the room document with that given room ID. And to query the rooms collection in this file, we also need the room model. So let's create a variable. Let's simply call it as room. And here, let's go ahead and let's require the room model. So let's go to model folder, and inside that we have room.js file from where we are exporting the room model, right? And using this room model, we are going to find a room. So inside the body of this callback function, we are going to write the logic to find a room. And for that, I'm going to use find by ID method. And to this find by ID method, we are going to pass the room ID using which we want to find the room document in the rooms collection. And here, let's go ahead and let's return. So whatever room document will be returned, we want to return it from this map method. So at the end, this map method is going to return us an array. And in that array, we will have all the room documents based on the room ID. Now here, remember that this find by ID method, it is going to run asynchronously. So it is going to return us a promise. And since we are not awaiting here, from here, we are returning a promise and not the room document itself. Okay, if I go ahead and if I use await here, then in that case, I will have to make this function as async. And when this function is async, that means again, this map method is going to return a promise, because here we are passing an async function. So async function, it will return us a promise. So in this room list array, we will have a promise. So I'm not going to use await keyword here, and I'm not going to make this function as async. Instead, what I'm going to do is, since we know that this expression is going to return us a promise, and initially that promise will be a pending promise. So this room list, it is going to store the pending promises as its element. So instead of storing pending promises as the element, what I want is, I want to add the element to this room list only when this, this expression, this promise is resolved. So for that, I'm going to pass this whole expression inside promise.all. Okay, so this promise.all will make sure that only when the promise which we are returning from here, when it is resolved, then only the resolved data gets added to this room list array. Okay, so I hope you understood this logic. So now in the room list, we will have the room documents. So let's actually see that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to log this room list, and let's save the changes. Let's go to Postman and let's make a request here. In the response, in the rooms array, we are still going to have the IDs, but if I go to terminal, there you will see that an object is logged where it says pending. Basically, it is logging a pending promise here. Let me go back to VS Code. And here, the one thing which I have missed is I have missed to use await keyword. Here, we also need to use await. So only when all the promises are resolved, and for that we are using this await keyword, we want to log this room list. Let's save the changes now. Let's go back to Postman and let's make the request again. Let's go to the terminal, and now you will see that when we are logging the room list, there it is logging the room documents which is associated with that hotel. Okay, so now what we can do is when we are sending this hotel document in the response, on that hotel document, so here I'll say hotel, and on that I'm going to add a new property, and let me call it as room list, because we already have rooms property, and to that I'm going to assign this room list variable. Let's save the changes. Let's go to Postman and let's send the request, and in the response you will not see any room list. Why? Because the model which we have defined, in that model we do not have any property called room list. So that's why in the response also here we are trying to add a room list on this hotel document, but since this room list is not present in the model, in the hotel model, that's why we are not seeing it in the response. So this is not going to work. Then let's try to assign this room list to the rooms array, and let's see if that works. If I save the changes, let's go back to Postman and let me send the request. This time in the rooms array, we actually have the room documents. So you can see we have the ID of the room document, we have the title of the room document, the description, the price of the room document, max person, room number, etc. But this value is coming as a string value and not as a document. And the reason for that is we have specified the type for this rooms field as string. If I go to hotel model, this rooms is going to store the elements of type string. So that's why the room documents are also converted to string. Although we have received the room documents, but we have received it as a string value and not as a document. So this approach is not solving our problem. Then what should we do? In the next lecture, I'm going to show you a proper way of defining a one-to-many relationship using reference approach. And when we do that, this issue will also get resolved. But this logic which we are writing here, it is not going to work. So I'm going to remove it from here. Okay. And above, we also required this room model. So we don't need it here. So I will remove that as well. So this is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.